This is my plant room. How pretty is that, you guys? Be in it for the long game if you want the flames, you know what I mean? Hey everybody, I'm Botanically Insane, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are doing a much requested video, and that is my plant collection. Most of my plants are in my plant room, but I have a couple plants that are outside of that, so we'll start with those first. The thing I want to mention before I get into it is that I am not sugarcoating anything. I am a lazy underwaterer, and you will see examples of that. My plants are not perfect. I do the best that I can, but especially lately, I've had a lot of side projects. It's just taken up a lot of my time, and I haven't had as much time as I'd like to be in my plant room and taking care of plants, but I mean, that's just life. Without further ado, let's get into it. And of course, we have my little helper Luna here today. Are you gonna help me show the plants? So I only have two plants in my kitchen. One of them being this Madagascar Jasmine. It just finished blooming and it desperately needs to be re-trellised. I swear I re-trellis this plant every couple months. The second plant in my kitchen is this Ficus ruby. The new leaves come out this like light pink color and then slowly fade to sort of more like a green, but still with the white variegation on the outside. And this one is growing in soil, mostly because when I bought it, it was fairly large. I tend to not like to transition overly large plants to leca or semi-hydra just because it's really hard on them, and I just feel like a lot of times they'll lose a lot of their lower leaves. You'll notice a few of my large plants are in soil, but for the most part, all of my plants are in pon or leca. And then down here, I will link everything that I show or talk about in today's video, but I have this IKEA Akerbar greenhouse that I converted to have like a drip tray and grow lights and a pegboard in the back. And this is where I keep most of my quarantine plants. So if I get a plant from a store and I haven't treated it yet, I usually put it in here. I actually have tutorials for 3 different types of greenhouses. The small one, a wide one, which I'll show you next, and then a tall one. So if you're interested in maybe creating one of your own, I'll have those tutorials linked below for you. So now moving on to my living room. This is a Scindapsus Platinum, and if you like Cebu Blue Pothos, you will love this plant. It's very similar in color. It's like this icy blue color, but it's really resistant to underwatering. I actually added these grow lights to this bookcase. They're just attached with command strips, and these are the Barina 1 foot. And then I have these acrylic trays in here just to catch any like spills or drips or anything. So over here, we just have a Ficus Burgundy. And then the last plant in my living room on the other side of this bookcase is a Ficus Audrey. This is a plant I would recommend to anyone if you like the look of a fiddle leaf fig, but you can't take care of one. Similar color, similar vibe. Last plant outside of my plant room is this wide IKEA greenhouse. This has become my Anthurium cabinet. You should have seen how many leaves I cut out of here right before this video because there were a lot of dead leaves and like it was just so overgrown, and I was like, I at least have to take those out, otherwise you're not gonna be able to see any of the plants in here. So we have the one, the only Anthurium Michelle by Doc Block. The new leaves emerge. It's sort of like more of like a dark purple color, and then they fade to this dark, almost black, dark green with the dramatic veining. It's such a good plant. There's a reason why everyone's obsessed with it. I love it. I believe this is an Anthurium Magnificum. This is the newest leaf. It's still very floppy, hardening off. Definitely not an expert when it comes to Anthuriums, but I feel like I'm getting better. And I believe is an Anthurium Ace of Spades Indo form. So when they first come in, they're sort of like this copper color. Is my Anthurium Delta Force, which I've had for quite a while now. It's so awesome that they're coming down in price because I think this is just such a pretty Anthurium. I do have a Queen Anthurium back there, and unfortunately she only has 1 leaf left. I love these leaves, so it's really a shame that I can't figure out what makes her happy. This is my Anthurium Clarinervium. It's the heart-shaped one, again with the dramatic veins, which I love. Next to that we have a Anthurium Luxurians Platinum. This is also a really beautiful one, also a really great one for beginners, and the texture is just amazing. It has like a nice waxy leaf, so you can tell it's going to be a little bit more resistant to underwatering. Next to that, we have an Anthurium Dark and Handsome crossed with Red Velvet Cake. The leaves fade to this is like almost black, you guys. It's really, really dark. And the new leaves come out, I don't have a new leaf, but they come out more of like a red color. Super pretty. I love that one a lot. I have a King Anthurium of Anthurium Veitchii. This one's so fun and definitely a lot easier than a queen in my opinion. I have an Anthurium, I want to say Silver Blush. This one has like the most dramatic veins out of all of them, I'd probably say. And I think there's actually like 2 or 3 plants in that pot. It just came that way. I have a couple plants in here that aren't Anthuriums. I just take this one out because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see them. This is a Philodendron Gloriosum, and I believe this is the zebra form or the one with the more dramatic veins. And then I just have mine in this Lechuza planter. It's so awesome. It has a water level indicator. It's just really nice. And then this sad plant, you would have seen from my Alocasia collection video. This is like the saddest like loss I've had in my plants in a long time. This is my Alocasia Platinum. I don't know how this happened, but I filled up the water reservoir like way too high. And I knew that something was wrong because I could smell that something was funky, but I just didn't have time to deal with it. And by the time I got around to dealing with it, it had just completely rotted like more than halfway up the stem. And so I had to like cut it all off and reroot it. So now it's rerooting in perlite and stratum. Okay, so really quickly before I get to my plant room, did you guys notice the little Easter egg I'm wearing today? I talked about this briefly in my last video, but I've been working on my own elevated plant apparel line for a few months now. And the whole reason I started on this journey, and believe me, it has been a journey. I noticed a huge gap in the marketplace where I couldn't find plant-themed apparel that one, didn't scream, I'm a crazy plant person, and two, was actually like high quality and not just this print-on-demand junk that's literally flooding every internet marketplace right now. And because of that, I knew that I wanted most, if not all of my designs to be embroidered. But to be honest, I knew very little about sewing in the beginning. From creating designs to turning them into stitch files to actually running the embroidery machine, it's a really steep learning curve. But I'm a firm believer that anyone can learn anything at any age. You just put your mind to it. And one of my secret weapons for doing that, who also happens to be today's sponsor, is Skillshare. Now, I've used Skillshare for years, but in case you haven't, it's an online learning community where you can find thousands of classes in just about anything you want to learn, whether it's design, photography. They even have houseplant care classes. For my apparel journey, I took the Intro to Machine Embroidery class, and thank God I did, because I was starting to feel way in over my head. I was having so many problems with my machine, and at one point I even managed to stitch my shirt together. Not sure that happened. But after completing the class, and I think it only took about 30 minutes, I successfully stitched out my logo on a sweatshirt for the first time. I was so proud. The first 500 people to use the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get yours today, and thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. And now, without further ado, this is my plant room. Start with my magnificent Hoya Wall here, and this is actually looking really bare to me because I recently got rid of at least 3 or 4 plants off this wall, and I got rid of all ones that were just really messy and really annoying to have to constantly pick up after. So I got rid of a string of turtles, a string of hearts, and a burrow's tail succulent. I'm sure that it's not completely gone because when I was getting rid of it, the leaves actually fell like into neighboring plants, and so I'm sure there's going to be 1 or 2 that pop back up. I'm sure it's not goodbye forever, it's just goodbye for now. And I know I'll get questions about these shelves. These are acrylic shelves that I got from Etsy from a small company. They're made in the USA. They're really sturdy. I don't even know how much weight is on them. I think they're weighted for like 10 pounds each, but they've held up for years and years, and I've had no problems, and they're just amazing for maximizing window space. Like I said, everything in my plant room, everything will be linked below, so if you're looking for something, I'll link it there. All right, but to go through the plants on here, okay, so I lied. Some of these aren't Hoyas, most of them are. There's a few succulents and things. This is a Hoya Australis Lisa. Amazing Hoya. The leaves fade to this beautiful green color. It's like a watercolor painting, and the new growth is this bright red. Super cute. It grows like a weed. This little fuzzy thing is a Peperonia Peperomia incana. It's got these like little fuzzy leaves. I definitely don't water it enough to keep it happy, but it's alive for now, so we'll see how long it lasts. This is a Porticulata afra. I could be getting that name wrong. Otherwise known as an elephant bush. It was like bonsai'd into a heart shape. It definitely needs a haircut. This thing grows like crazy, so every time I like cut it back into shape, it just sends out these new growths everywhere, and so it's just kind of a constant battle. This is a Hoya Sarawak, the one with the really huge leaves. It's honestly not my favorite. It's really awkward to kind of like trellis. It doesn't really fit anywhere for me, and I think it's only grown one leaf since I've had it. And granted, it was this huge leaf right here, which is like the size of my hand. But it hasn't really done much since then. I'm not particularly attached to it. It's also known as the dinner plate Hoya. I wonder why. I have this Hoya Polynura, outer variegated. I want to get the inner variegated as well, but this is just what I have for now. And it's so pretty because it has leaves like a mermaid tail. I believe this is a Hoya Parvivulus Splash. I get this one in the Crassipetiolata. I can't say it. I'm so sorry, you guys. The Crassipetiolata Splash mixed up. I really like splashy Hoyas. I don't know. There's something about them. I just really like them. They're pretty. Hoya Castile, I don't even want to say, but it looks like this, and it has veins like this, and it's nice. This one I think is the Hoya Crassipetiolata Splash. I feel like it's had better days, but this is what she's looking like right now, so that's what we got. This is a Hoya Wilburgraves China. And it is just the prettiest friggin' thing. When it gets sun stressed, I want to say the leaves turn more of like a purpley pink color. You can kind of see there. One of my top favorites. If you're gonna get a Hoya, I'd definitely get that one. Oh boy, I think this one is a Hoya oh god, I could recognize the name, but I can't say them. This one's okay. It's not my favorite, but it looks nice, and it is really tolerant of my underwatering. String of pearls, which I don't mind, as opposed to my other string of things, because it doesn't make a huge mess. It's very tidy. It doesn't really lose many of its pearls. The thing with these guys is you just can't overwater them. In fact, pretty much everything on this shelf gets terribly ignored. This is my Hoya Matilde Splash. This one's so cute. Mine doesn't have a ton of splash on it, but it's super cute. Like, how cute is he? These are in high demand these days for some reason. This is a Hoya Linearis, and I love this one. It's just so cool. It's grown a lot since I've gotten it, so that's exciting. And the top level here, we have a Hoya Sigillatis, Hoya, I don't know, is it Pink Nova Ghost or something? Amazing. Hoya Sunrise, which sun stresses super easily and sun stresses into a red, which I will present to you now. Like, how pretty is that, you guys? So underrated. It's really common. And then it even has a bloom. It just smells like a rose. Like, it smells really floral. I wish I could give you guys smell-o-vision. These two right here, again, they're not my favorite. And I don't know why, because they're wonderful. They really are. This is a Hoya Bella outer variegated and a Hoya Bella inner variegated, also known as Louis Boy or something. Mine get spider mites every year, and they drop a lot of leaves. And so for those reasons, not my favorite, probably on the chopping block. And then this masterpiece right here is a Hoya Crowiana Splash. Otherwise, it's also known as Eskimo. And this thing is indestructible. I've gone months without watering it, and it always is blooming. I don't know if you guys can see all of these blooms, and they smell like roses. They smell like a delicious flower. Let's see if I can find one. There we go. This is a really amazing plant. If you want a Hoya that's going to be really easy care, low maintenance, blooms like crazy, is beautiful, this is the plant. This is the plant that you want. Super happy with that guy. I'll never let him go. He's here forever. Oh, I almost forgot about these two random Hoyas that I have on the store. I just have these like over the door hooks I got off Amazon for these two. This is a Hoya carnosa. The new growth comes in like a light pink and then turns to white and then turns to green. And then this is a drip tray that I made myself. I have a tutorial for, which I'll link below, but it's really cute. It's really nice though, because then when you're watering your hanging plants, you don't get like water everywhere. You don't have to take them to the sink. And then this is a Hoya Macrophylla. Those are my window plants. Now, this is one of my two tall IKEA Millsville cabinets. This one's sort of in transition right now. Right now, it's kind of just like for random plants I don't really have a spot for at the moment. I have in here, I have a Hoya Hushkeliana variegated. I had an old one. and it died because it was sat right in front of this heater and I accidentally left it open and it got really dehydrated and died. So I have a new one now. I'm gonna try not to kill this one, but we'll see. We have a Hoya Peperomioides splash. It has a little white variegation on there, if you can see. I'm not the hugest philodendron fan, but I do have a couple. This is a Philodendron Emerald Ice, I believe. I have this random Alocasia Mellow in here. And then this is my Philodendron Whipple Way. And I think this is such an underrated plant. The new leaves emerge a light pink color and then they fade to this like white color and then eventually they fade to this green. And so it becomes this like gradient down the plant. It's so pretty. We have an Anthurium Black Widow crossed with something else, but it looks very Black Widow to me. This bouquet here. Me and begonias like to play a little game. It's this game where I don't water them and then I try to rescue them from the brink of death. Exotica in here. I have a Guinea Galaxy in here. I have with a Lacucci variegated in here. I have so many in here that I just decided to start over. High stakes game, me and these begonias. And then these are the two African violets that I have. This is one, these are both from a place called Dew Violets. This one is called LE Scales, and when it gets lots of light and cooler temperatures, the new growth comes out pink. And it has bloomed for me for the first time. It has these beautiful purple little flowers. It's so cute. And then this one has been living in water like way too long. I don't know why I haven't potted it up yet, but this one I believe is Watermelon Snow. And if it was potted up, it'd probably have more variegation. I mean, you can kind of see the new growth is coming in quite variegated. But it has these beautiful little rose-like flowers. So highly recommend these two, Watermelon Snow and LE Scales, both from Dew Violets. And when they have them, they don't have them for long. So definitely set up yourself to be notified if you want to snag one. And then lastly down here, I have this orchid. I forget what kind of orchid this is, but I saw its leaves and I was just immediately captivated by it. Okay, so now for this tower, I guess it's sort of now a wall of plants. This fiddle leaf fig I just got. I got it from Costco. It needs to be cleaned for pests because I think I noticed a couple of little mealybug suspicious looking things on it. But like, look how healthy this is, you guys. Like, this is insane. I have a Monstera Thai constellation that has begun to double fenestrate, which is super exciting. Got this at a I got it at a Hy-Vee of all things. But it's actually a funny story. When I went there, they told me that like someone had walked out. This was back when like people were still going crazy for Thai constellations. And they said someone walked out with like a whole box of them and just like stole them like out of the store. Monstera Burrow Marks Flame. And this one I've had for quite a while. So it has like its fenestrations. I know they are becoming more affordable now. Just one word of caution is that if you do get a smaller one, they take forever to grow and to fenestrate. So if you're really impatient and you want to get to at least this, then I would probably say to still spend a little bit more money. You got to be in it for the long game if you want the flames, you know what I mean? I don't know why I said that. I'm not cool. This is my Monstera Albo, which has grown a ton. She needs to be up potted, as does my Thai constellation. I just am too lazy. Alocasia Regal Shield with the huge, huge leaves. I love her so much. She's just an amazing plant. And then my Alocasia Lukiwan. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, my rare Alocasia cabinet. All right, let's see what's going on in here. Okay, so not everything is a Alocasia, but most of them are. For someone who can't keep begonias alive, this is a Begonia Snowcat variegated. It is gorgeous. It has this like pink variegation and white polka dots. And this thing refuses to die even when I forget to water it. So I highly recommend this one. Probably my favorite begonia. I have a tiny Alocasia Longiloba Purple. It is an Alocasia Plumbea, pink variegated. It used to have 4 leaves, now it has 2. But she's still cute. Alocasia Dragon Scale Albo, a classic. We love her. Alocasia Maharani, Albo variegated. All of her leaves are just so pretty. These two back here are Alocasia Amazonica, pink variegated. Very high color. Super excited for them to size up. Ooh, we have some spider mites, but we have an Alocasia Balloon Heart, pink variegated. She's super cute. I like this one isn't too high color because sometimes they get so high color that their leaf shape gets distorted. On the second shelf here, I have 3 Alocasia Pink Black Velvets. This one's probably my favorite one. We have an Alocasia Pink Chantrarii, pink variegated. I have this larger one, which I got from Yibo, I think is how you say her name, from Rare Foliage Co. Love her. And then I have this smaller one that's really high color. This is a Alocasia Simpo, Albo variegated, probably the prettiest one I've ever seen. I have my Alocasia watsoniana pink variegated. I love her. I feel like the newest leaf got stuck, and so it came out kind of ugly. But the color is pretty. This was the leaf before that. This is an Alocasia Pink Dragon, pink variegated. Well, it's like pink / Albo. It's like a really light pink. Homolomina Pink Diamond Mother Plant. It has like more pups in there. I don't know if you can see. I'm letting some of them grow out still. And then I have some Alocasia Aslanii pink variegated. No, neither of them are looking that great right now, but you can see how pretty that leaf is. All right, we're almost done, you guys. My silver dragon is not doing well. Part of the problem is that it bloomed 4 times, as you can see, and the leaves show it. So that's just kind of the name of the game with alocasias. This is an Alocasia Regal Shield, Albo variegated. And then we have my Alocasia Frydek variegated. She's doing all right. She got a little underwatered, but she's hanging in there. Philodendron Caramel Marble, who I love. She's so pretty. I love her so much, and she's grown a lot since I've gotten her. I have an Alocasia Serendipity Pink. I'm honestly not sure what happened to that leaf, but she'll come back. And then I have an Alocasia Bambino, and she was pink variegated, but she's like pretty reverted at this point. And she's kind of on my chopping block. I feel like I have so many other pink variegated alocasias that I like better than her. Sorry. But I mean, she's still cute, so I'll keep her around for now. And she's up there for a reason because she has spider mites, and I just haven't had the patience to deal with her. But that is my Alocasia Frydek non-variegated. Well, believe it or not, we got through all the plants. And if you really enjoyed this video, then make sure to check out this one. Anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.